Hi, today is February 2nd. My name is Laurel Smith. I'm in microbiology, Bio 225, and today I will be doing the experiment of week 4 of the microchemical testing for microbial identification for the methyl red Vegas proscriptor and catalyst testing. I do apologize if I pronounce some of those words incorrectly. Here is my paper that has exactly what I said. I have a clean workspace. I have my alcohol with the 2 pipettes that it told me to grab. I also have my leaded candle. I have my active E. coli and my active staph epidermis. And I'll place them back in my test tubes here where I have my test tube holder. And then I have my 2 MRVP broths. This is the staph epidermis, and this is the VP broth E. coli too. So I have the active broth here of the E. coli and the staph epidermis, and then I have my MRVP broth here, and I labeled the first one E. coli, and the other test tube is the same MRVP broth, but it's labeled the staph epidermis. So I'm going to go ahead and remove my cap for the E. coli active broth, and I'm going to also remove my MRVP broth of the E. coli. This one's a little bit tighter. The first thing I'm going to do is sterilize my active E. coli lib. And I'm also going to sterilize my MRVP broth E. coli lib. Okay. I'm going to remove one of my pipette that's in the alcohol. I'm going to shake it well. I'm going to carefully insert my tip of my pipette into my active E. coli culture and draw up a small amount of the broth. And then I'm going to carefully place 4 drops of the active E. coli into the MVRVP tube of the E. coli. Okay, so here is my active E. coli. And I'm going to now put it in my MRVP E. coli tube, 4 drops, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to place my pipette back into my alcohol container. I'm going to place my cap back on the correct MRVP broth E. coli. I don't want to get the caps mixed up, so that way I have active results. And then I'm going to place my cap on my active E. coli and place it back into my test tube container holder. I'm going to do the same thing with the S. epidermis, my active staph epidermis, and my MRVP broth. So I'm removing the cap on both. and I'm going to sanitize both test tubes. So first sanitizing my active staph epidermis and the MRVP tube broth for the staph epidermis. Okay. I'm going to take my pipette I'm going to carefully shake it. And I'm going to immerse the pipette into the active staph epidermis and take some out and place 4 drops of my active staph epidermis into my MRVP broth epidermis test tube. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to place the pipette back into the alcohol. I'm going to place my cap back on my MRVP broth staph epidermis. I'm going to place it in the test tube. And I'm going to place my cap back on my active staph epidermis. Now I'm going to wait 48 hours to see if there is any growth in my MRVP broth E. coli and my MRVP broth staph epidermis, and I would give you my results. Thank you.